Hi, you guys. I got the message that maybe somebody's gaslighting you. You know, that you think you finally figured something out, and yet somebody's making you doubt yourself. Maybe it was somebody you trusted, and then you're in doubt now. Gaslighting. Making you doubt your own perception. Here, let me do a little bit of this. Never hurts to bless this space. Bless you, my peeps. Are you being gaslit? Is that even a word? Gaslit? Gaslighted? Somebody making you doubt yourself? Six of Cups. That's a soulmate connection, and somebody may be making you believe in a soulmate connection when it's not real or not real anymore. You know, at one point there was a connection. Now somebody's holding back. Trying to protect themselves. So maybe they're gaslighting you in kind of denial about the fact that you're still connected. Page of Swords. I mean, this may be your belief. Sword energy. You know, this is how I perceive it. This is how I see it. I'm glimpsing something, and it's new. It's page energy. And this person's kind of being back toward the edge. What's going on? What's the dynamic? We know there was a connection. We know there was a holding back. And maybe Page of Swords is a question, what does this mean? Are we headed in a new direction? Do I know which way to go? You know, can I move forward? How do I move forward? How do I bring this relationship forward? And somebody's dragging their heels. Maybe they don't want to be known. Page of Swords. Another two. Two of Pentacles. Or perhaps the question is, will they change? Two of Pentacles. Will they make a different choice about this relationship, or will they just continue to hold back? You know, and what do I do next? Wands energy. What do I do? I don't think what you do should be dependent on what they do. Ten of Swords. There was a painful ending here. This can be a card of betrayal. You know, there was a promise of mutual love, of a soulmate connection, somebody held back. You were trying to figure out why, perhaps? What to do next? Wands are a doing energy. And this is kind of vacillating. I'm on the fence about what to do next. And can I believe, sword energy, that it's over? I think you're in disbelief. They're definitely like holding back, taking the safe route, going with what they know they already have, you know, guarding it, guarding what they have. Knight of Swords. I think this is somehow like knowing which way to go. If somebody's vacillating and holding back. It's the end of a cycle, and something is, you know, this is the dance of change. Something's really changed. This holding back may be a new dynamic in this soulmate relationship. I think you know it's over. But they may be coming in to say something, you know, fast, coming in fast and emphatically, you know, like declaring it's not over. They're trying to gaslight you. Is it this? Moon card. Card of Cancer, card of deep feelings and something coming to consciousness. I mean, you may be just realizing, understanding, it's just coming up to consciousness that this person is, because this can be a card of illusion. In the realm of feelings. You may be just now realizing, understanding that this is over, and the person you're dealing with is trying to muddy the waters somehow. Devil. Card of Capricorn, card of holding back, in earth energy, in Pentacles energy, holding back. Blocking the connection. And somehow they don't want you to see it, or it's a connection that's soured. Six of Cups, Devil card. It, you know, it grew stagnant. It didn't grow at all. Now you may have decided you've weighed it up. This was not a snap decision that it's over. On Page of Swords, Page of Wands. You're headed in a new direction. You're picking an intuitive path, a new path. Which way do I go? And I think it's away from a connection that soured. It's almost like I'm getting a bitter taste in my mouth. on Four of Pentacles, King of Cups. Somebody who perhaps was holding back. King of Cups can be somebody who loves but is afraid to love or doesn't want to get hurt again. They're guarding their heart. There's something they don't want to look at. Shadow energy. They don't want to see it. They don't want you to see it. So they're gaslighting you. Three of Swords. This was a lot of pain here. The best thing about Ten of Swords is the cycle's over. Something's really coming to consciousness, and they may be trying to block it. You know, I didn't do that. I didn't say that. You're remembering it wrong, Sword energy. Your memory of the pain is, you know, it's an energy of gaslighting. You're not remembering it the way it actually was. And in fact, you are. You're figuring it out, Page of Swords. It's coming to your consciousness. It's almost like the pain blocked your ability to understand it, you know, in the moment. Moving on from the conflict. Six of Swords. Six of Cups is 12, which in Major Arcana is Hangman. It may have taken you a while to get out of the conflict because they were gaslighting you. They were holding back affection because they didn't want to be hurt again. And it may have been somebody else who involved them in some kind of toxic relationship. Might not have been the relationship with you. It might have, in fact, been a third party. They may have been trying to confuse you about a connection. Cups energy. You know, it's a kind of gaslighting about connection. There may have been some attempt, some dynamic of sort of, look over here. Don't see this. Don't see this. Don't be confused about this connection. What connection, say you? What connection? You know, we felt for each other at one point, but it's sort of like the opportunity for love may have evaporated. Somehow the connection soured. And you were confused as to why they kept you waiting. Their indecision, Two of Pentacles, broke your heart. It's the memory of pain, though, and it's fading. That, you know, the cycle is closing out. The period of sadness, Four of Cups, and confusion, Seven of Cups, is closing out. It may have something to do with with a new cycle, with the next full moon. Something will, if it may be that if they've been gaslighting you, you'll suddenly be aware of it. So you may end the relationship. You love this person. I think they loved you back. But something soured the relationship. Knight of Pentacles. I think this is a proposal. Let's move forward from the, let's slowly get out of this stuck place. But I think they go back and forth. Can we get out of the memory of pain? I think they know that they hurt you. But there's some attempt to say, no, it's okay. We're out of the struggle. Something like you were confused. 7 of Cups. I didn't really leave you waiting. I'm coming in slowly. But have they really changed? There was some kind of relationship that soured. Seven of Swords. Again, it's a kind of gaslighting energy. I didn't do it. I didn't really hurt you. You didn't really see what you thought you saw. But they're slowly leaving with no explanation. They were stubborn. 4 of Pentacles. Perhaps they never fessed up. They didn't want to look at their own dark side. Page of Pentacles. They may make a small gesture or offer, almost like to try to distract you from the dark side of their nature. This can be a card of fear and holding back and stuckness, unknown territory. I think you're moving on. Card of Cancer. You've somehow reconciled the different emotions. Cancer is a card of connection and emotion. Something soured, and you're moving on. You're trying to decide how to do it and where you want to go. They may be trying to block your forward movement. They don't want you to believe it's over. So they're gaslighting you. I don't like this person very much. And I think you're coming to that same realization. You know, it's coming into your consciousness. Maybe even in spite of yourself, you're beginning to understand that while this was a loving connection in the past, Six of Cups, there was some kind of unhealthy behavior that kept them stuck, maybe in a toxic situation. It might even have been an addiction. They were trying to keep you confused somehow. They didn't want to fess up. But you're moving out of the very dubious connection. You're calling the code, you know it's over, and you know that this person hasn't processed their own pain. So you're moving on. You know, successfully. This is Wands are directional, moving on, picking a path, Two of Wands. Moving on successfully from a confusing situation, Seven of Cups, that left you waiting for love. You're headed on a new path. Page of Wands. I think away from this. Not only from the sour, you know, it's like a bitter situation, leaves a bitter taste. Somebody who held back their love. And might make a small, sorry, that's Rue. What's up, Goo? What's up, baby cakes? I think something scared her out there. Yeah. We'll get some comfort in a minute. Something scared her. Something scared them, or something in their behavior scared you, Divine Feminine. You know, it's like you could see suddenly that this was not healthy. You moved on from the person who held back, who was stuck. Who tried to keep you confused. They just didn't want you to move on. They wanted to somehow tie you to them. You're going to work to free yourself, Capricorn energy of the devil, and move forward. We have on the board Capricorn and the devil, Cancer in the Chariot, Cancer again in Moon card, there's something about Rue coming in quickly, meow, meow, like maybe it's becoming more important for you to extricate yourself. This was once a soulmate relationship and something soured. You know, and now it's rising up in your, from an unconscious realization to something you're really aware of, despite the fact that they may have been gaslighting you. They may have been gaslighting you, Sugar Pop. You're coming to clarity. I'll see you next time.